The first order of business is Ricardo Pepi's massive game-winning goal for PSV in the Champions League. The goal clinched a spot in the knockout rounds of the Champions League for PSV for the first time since, can you guess? Since when?
It probably did begin with a 2000, but I bet there was 2 zeros in it.
I'm going to say 2002.
Not that early. It was 2007.
There we go.
And DeMarcus Beasley was still on the books at PSV. He was on loan at Man City. So this was a while ago, Big thing for them to get going here. Let me play the clip of the goal.
Good run by Vitesse, he's done excellently since his introduction from the bench. And that's a good ball in as well. And it's a winning goal! Ricardo Pepiiii! An incredible climax! From 2-0 down, PSV have snatched it in stoppage time.
Pepe backheels a throw in to help spring Jorge Vertessen down the line. He burns a defender with a long touch, and then Pepe sprints into the box. He is marked. He peels off his guy just before Vertessen whips it in. And with a couple of yards of separation, the ball finds him. Does well with the header, just pounds it home at the near post. Goalkeeper doesn't have a chance. Huge goal, huge smiles from Bakayoko, Dest, Tillman, all celebrating with Rico. It was a great day. It sort of made it all worth it this week, didn't it?
Had it not been worth it up until this moment, Bells? Was this the moment where it finally all happened? What are you talking about? Just the week? Or are you talking about Ricardo Pepi and PSV? Where give me the whole layout.
Life in general. Yeah.
This
go ahead, Joaquin.
I was just going to say this was the first really uncontainable smile I've had in reaction to a goal, I guess, since the World Cup. But setting aside the World Cup, even longer.
And it was amazing watching it develop, right? Because it's happening it's all this open space that Ricardo Pepi helps create, but then you get to track him, from the camera angle. You get to see him making this movement because obviously that's who we're watching. I'm not even watching the guy on the ball.
Right.
You're just watching Pepi to see where he's going to go, and he is flying. It feels like the fastest I've ever seen him run, and then just a outstanding little forearm to help guide the defender away from him. So what's that phrase when strikers make one run for the defender and then one run for the goal? So he makes a little feint at the near post and then gives the defender a little shove in that direction and flares out just past him. Ball probably misses the defender's head by like a half inch.
Right.
And Pepi just slams it. Yeah, it's gorgeous. And you're not when you call it a huge goal, it's probably the highest leverage goal of PSV season. Because it takes them into the Champions League knockouts, which is a huge moment for them. Like it's been that long. I think their last Champions League group stage win was before Christian Pulisic's national team debut. I think is what the Discord figured out.
Really?
And it's also, so not only is it PSV's biggest goal of the season, it's Pepi's only meaningful goal for PSV this year. Like he has been getting almost strictly mop up time, and all of his goals have been, like the fourth goal of a 4-0 game. He's not scored any meaningful goals for them until this. So he got his huge opportunity. He delivered. And you really hope that even if he doesn't get more opportunities soon, he will. But even if he didn't, this goal makes PSV's season effectively. Yeah.
It's probably the biggest Champions League goal ever scored by an American. I mean, I guess the Tyler Adams goal for RB Leipzig, was that in the quarterfinals to send them to the semis? I guess that's probably bigger, isn't it?
I think
this was a much nicer goal.
League things, but yes, yeah. Why quibble? It's up there, right? It's definitely up there, and it's again for Pepi. Right. This is huge.
Pulisic for Real Madrid, or I mean, not for Real Madrid. He never played for Real Madrid. Just for the record, for Chelsea against Real Madrid, wasn't that to give them I guess it was to put them up. In the away leg,
And
okay, so I take it back. It's up there, yeah.
Well, and I'll steer us away from trying to rank them and just say let's just have it remind us of some other great moments for U.S. players, because I feel like there's too much of the good thing happens to a U.S. player. Let's rank it or
and then
rank
diminish the other
everyone
things.
else.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's just that also reminds me of another excellent US player doing something cool.
Yeah.
I do a lot of ranking, to be honest. Anything that happens, I normally make a list. I had it. Well,
Nope. Go ahead. Now we have to know.
there was just an empty crowd for pool 6 goal. So
Empty crowd for pool 6. Tyler Adams's was, let's be honest, not
even
aesthetically
intentional. Yeah.
But you're right. We should not be ranking these. Just appreciate all of them.
Dest also got an assist in this second half comeback. So in case you didn't know, PSV was down 2-0. Lucas Ocampo got sent off for Sevilla early in the second half. And then PSV just started scoring goals. And Dest got an assist on the first one. Just whipped a ball in from the left side. And Ismail Saibari scored one of the craziest goals I've ever seen. Kind of a no-look volley with his back partially to goal that scimitarred into the top corner.
That word's never been used to describe a goal before.
Good.
I'm not
You're
even
welcome.
completely sure what it means. I'm very impressed.
I don't think it's ever been even verbed before, but now it's both been verbed and in the service of describing a goal.
You are welcome, everyone. A scimitar, like a curved sword.
Of course. Yes.
So and then the most wonderful thing of all maybe is Serginho Dest wearing an American flag in the locker room after the game. We were talking about him being finished, or not us, but other people were talking about him being finished. I saw a teaser for a Galazzo show YouTube video. Dest is finished after his red card. He's not finished anymore. He's just getting started, guys.
Who's calling him finished? Galazzo?
Somebody on CBS. I don't know. It's a YouTube video. Who knows?
All right.
Was that in the heat of the moment after the game? I think we throw that out for everyone. It happens. If it wasn't,
he was definitely finished for the remainder of that game by the rules of soccer, and he's technically finished for the next match as well.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, he's definitely finished. I look forward to him becoming unfinished again as soon as possible.
Yeah, probably for the Nations League final.
There we go.
So great things happening at PSV. They're still undefeated in the league. Now they're going to the group stage again for the first time in 16 years, and which is a long time. And it's all because Ricardo Pepiiii scored an incredibly beautiful goal in stoppage time. So
yeah,
let's enjoy
undefeated
that.
in the league. Haven't even. I mean, they've won every match in the league, so
Yeah.
they're not even sprinkling ties in there, and they are just pouring it on. And that's where, I was talking about Ricardo Pepiiii, all of his goals being like the third or fourth goal of 3 or 4-0 games. Still, not every team in the Eredivisie is doing that. So they are absolutely, like, when they make their changes at the end of games, their changes go in and continue to pour goals into the net. So there is a reason that they are crushing the league right now. And even though it's mop up time, Pepiiii is part of that reason.
Ernie Stewart.
Ernie,
Yeah.
our guy.
He used to be the sporting director of the U.S. Soccer Federation. He left, and now he only succeeds. Makes you think, doesn't it? Who's pulling the strings around here, guys?
I think the sporting director title still follows you. It's like once you're president, you're always president. I think he's still. If you meet him, you would still have to address him as U.S. Sporting Director Stewart. Just out of respect,
Sporting Director, sir.
Yes.
The one more thing about the goal, it was from a really satisfying distance for a header.
Uh-huh.
Where you got to really hit it perfectly.
Yeah, great trajectory of it. And now,
it's easy to bump that over the crossbar. That's the thing, I think. And he
probably like
he buried
10% at most.
Yeah, it's a low percentage. The other really good thing about that goal and the outcome is that their last group stage game against Arsenal is now dead rubber. So this will be their first real dead rubber match. They're cruising in the league, but other teams are also doing pretty well in that league, and so they can't really afford to, even though they're comfortably winning, they can't go into any match saying this game doesn't matter. Whereas now this Arsenal game really does not matter. So maybe we're looking at Ricardo Pepi's first start of the season for PSV.
Which reminds me, Daniel Smith posted a quote from Pepiiii, which just shows his absolutely elite mentality. He said, "Every day I learn from him." He's talking about Luke de Jong, and that is important to me. It is a situation I should be grateful for. Sure, I want to play more, but at the same time, I have to be patient. So Pepi's got a good attitude about, Luke de Jong playing, 70 to 87 minutes of every game, even when they're up 3-0.
Yeah, it's huge. And again, the hope is that he starts getting more minutes in higher leverage situations, and PSV have a bunch of those high leverage games coming up. I think it's Feyenoord this weekend, who's second behind them, 7 points behind. I mean, PSV have opened up a nice little lead here. But then the Arsenal Dead Rubber, they've got their first domestic cup competition coming up in a couple of weeks. So it's busy with important fixtures for PSV, and if they do well on them, they could have most of their season sorted out here by the new year.
Right. I mean, a 6-pointer against Feyenoord, if they take a 10-point lead on them, it is looking pretty comfortable going into the winter break.
Yeah. And Ajax are coming back, but Ajax squandered so many points so early on that it just seems undoable for them. Even if they add some pieces, one
like Gio Reyna.
in particular. Even it's funny, they're doing a decent job scoring goals. They are conceding goals like crazy and chances like crazy. And that's why I think they're all the way up to like 6th in the table now, but
because they were last for a little while.
Yes.
It's crazy.
Anyway, PSV, a lot of high leverage games coming up, and now one of those games that we thought would be really high leverage, the Arsenal game, dead rubber, totally dead rubber. They can't catch Arsenal, they can't fall out of the knockouts, so there's no outcome that matters here for them.
Beautiful.